Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Teddi Mellencamp seeks extra support from fans amid cancer battle. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp is looking for a support group as she navigates her battle with stage 4 cancer. Mellencamp took to Instagram to ask fans for guidance. If you have had or currently have stage 4 melanoma that has metastasized to the brain, please comment below if you know a support group or are interested in being a part of one, her post read. The caption was simply ISO in search of. Fans flocked to the comments to share their own stories and experiences, and there was a surprisingly large amount of people dealing with the same or similar health issue as Mellencamp. The reality star was diagnosed with melanoma in 2022, and in April she announced it had spread to her brain and lungs. On August 29, Mellencamp posted an Instagram story in which she lay in bed explaining it was one of those days that she clearly wasn't feeling well. She went on to give a quick update on what she's facing next and how she's feeling about it. At least next week I have my EEG, which hopefully will give me some information and help change around some medications and stuff like that, she shared. And then I have another round of immunotherapy and I'm getting through it, Mellencamp continued. In July, she announced she was pausing her treatments as they were making her feel sicker, but she has since resumed immunotherapy. She went on to thank fans for their helpful recommendations, explaining why the specific support she was looking for was so necessary. No matter what you're going through or no matter how many loving people you have in your life, if somebody hasn't gone through exactly what it is that you've gone through, sometimes you feel really alone, Mellencamp revealed. Teddi Mellencamp invited others to join her in reading a book. Seems that among the support and information Mellencamp received from fans, she also repeatedly got a specific book recommendation. The Rob alum shared in her story the book, I'm Not a Morning Person by Cristin, a non-fiction account of a woman dealing with a terminal cancer diagnosis. So many people telling me to read/listen to this book, Mellencamp wrote. So I'm starting tonight if you'd like to join me. She tagged the author and included a link so fans could find the book and read along with her. For years, Teddi Mellencamp has been known as a strong, no-nonsense personality on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Whether she was doling out accountability coaching advice, holding her friends to their word, or navigating the high drama that surrounded her time on the Bravo stage, fans always saw her as someone with a tough exterior. But behind the strength and the confidence, Teddi has been quietly fighting one of the hardest battles of her life, her ongoing struggle with melanoma. Now, in a deeply vulnerable moment, Teddi is turning to her fans for something she doesn't often ask for: support, encouragement, and strength to keep going. A long road with unexpected turns. Teddi's battle with melanoma began not with a dramatic diagnosis, but with a small, seemingly innocent mole. Like many people, she brushed it off at first. But after a routine checkup, her doctors urged her to take it seriously. That one mole turned into multiple removals, biopsies, and eventually the reality that she was dealing with stage 2 melanoma. Since then, Teddi has been candid on social media about her surgeries, scars, and fears. She has shared pictures in hospital gowns, updates after procedures, and even the quiet moments where anxiety lingers heavier than any bandage. Her transparency has been praised by fans, who applaud her courage in exposing the harsh, unglamorous side of cancer that so many choose to hide. But even strong people get tired. And recently, Teddi has admitted that she's reached a point in her journey where she needs more than just medical care, she needs emotional care too. The reality of being strong. One of the biggest challenges Teddi faces isn't only the cancer itself but the perception of her as someone unshakably tough. On Rob, she was branded as the accountability coach, the woman who expected results, honesty, and effort from everyone around her. In her personal business, she built a reputation as someone who motivated others to push through excuses and face reality head-on. But in a recent post, Teddi opened up about the downside of always being the strong one. I know I put on a brave face most of the time, but I would be lying if I said I don't have moments where I feel completely overwhelmed, she wrote. I don't always want to be the tough one. Some days I just want to know I have people behind me, rooting for me when I can't root for myself. This confession has struck a chord with her followers, many of whom know what it's like to have their own strength tested by illness, grief, or hardship. Turning to fans for support. Teddi's relationship with her fan base has always been unique. During her Bravo days, she faced both adoration and criticism. Some loved her blunt honesty, while others felt she came across as too rigid. But over the years, she has built a loyal following of women and men who admire her authenticity, particularly in her wellness journey. Now, Teddi is leaning on that same community. She recently asked fans to share their own survival stories, motivational words, or even just positive messages to help her push through difficult days. She admitted that while she has the love of her family, including her famous father, John Mellencamp, and her husband, Edwin Arroyev, there's something uniquely healing about hearing from people who know you from the outside looking in. Sometimes a kind word from a stranger hits differently, she explained. It reminds me that I'm not alone in this, that there are people all over who are pulling for me. For Teddi, the surgeries and treatments are grueling, but the mental strain is often worse. She has talked about the fear that creeps in when waiting for biopsy results, the exhaustion that follows every new procedure, and the frustration of living in a body that feels out of her control. On her podcast, 2TS in a Pod with Tamra Judge, Teddi has been even more vulnerable, discussing the darker thoughts that cross her mind. She has admitted to struggling with scanxiety, a term many cancer patients use to describe the dread of waiting for test results. She has also spoken about how difficult it is to look at her scars and reconcile them with the body she once felt proud of. But amid all of this, Teddi continues to show resilience. She works out when she can, eats nourishing food, and surrounds herself with positivity. And now she's asking fans to be part of that circle of light. Fans rally behind her. The response to Teddi's request for support has been overwhelming. Thousands of comments have poured in on her Instagram posts, filled with encouragement, prayers, and heartfelt stories. Fans have shared their own cancer journeys, the loved ones they've lost, and the hope they've held onto in the darkest moments. One follower wrote, "My mom fought melanoma for 10 years, and she always said community kept her alive longer than medicine. We're all here for you, Teddi." Another said, "You don't have to be the strong one all the time. We'll carry you when you can't carry yourself." These messages, though from people Teddi has never met, have become lifelines. She has reposted many of them, often with a note of gratitude, reminding her followers that their words do matter and do make a difference. Lessons in vulnerability. What makes Teddi's journey so impactful isn't just her fight against cancer, but her willingness to admit that she needs help. For so long, she embodied the image of self-reliance and personal discipline. Now she's learning and teaching that strength isn't about never needing support. It's about knowing when to ask for it. Her story is resonating beyond her fan base. Mental health advocates have praised her for showing the importance of vulnerability. Cancer organizations have pointed to her openness as a powerful way to raise awareness about melanoma prevention and treatment. And her fans? They're realizing that even reality stars who seem to have it all together are still human at the end of the day. Looking ahead. Despite the challenges, Teddi has made it clear that she isn't giving up. She has more surgeries ahead and more uncertain test results on the horizon, but she has also promised to keep fighting, keep sharing, and keep letting people in. Her message is simple but powerful. She doesn't want to walk this road alone. By asking for support, she's showing others that it's okay to admit when you need a boost, no matter how strong you usually are. As she continues her battle, fans are more than willing to answer her call. Whether it's through heartfelt DMs, comments filled with love, or even just quiet prayers whispered from afar, Teddi's community is ready to stand with her. A survivor's spirit. Teddi Mellencamp has always been defined by accountability, holding others to their word and holding herself to a standard of honesty. Now, her accountability looks a little different. She's accountable to her health, her family, and her truth. In her most vulnerable chapter, she's learning that it's not weakness to ask for help, it's survival. And with fans standing firmly by her side, Teddi is finding the strength she needs to continue the fight. 'Cause sometimes it takes a village, not to raise a child but to heal a heart and lift a warrior when the battle feels too heavy.